Hey everyone, it's your Camel Rudy again, and we are looking at the Tropical Pack DLC, starting with a cinematic tour of the wonderful animals like this beautiful Lar Gibbon in front of us. But there are more, while this one is thrown back by a ball that scares him, going over to the chill little sloth here in a hanging basket, making its way from one side to the other, or just simply hanging in midair, enjoying the sun. But we have more. We have the beautiful fossa. Well, beautiful might not be the exact word, but the skin, everything is beautiful. It looks really cool. The animation is cool, and it even plays on its own. What can we have more than this beautiful animal? Well, we can have more. There is one more animal we have to talk about. This is the red riverhawk. Insanely cute animal. It changed my mind a little, you'll see later in the game, but it is so cool having this animal in here. Beautiful model, beautiful animations, just in general a very cool animal sleeping around in here. But there is more to the pack, and this is the Asian water monitor. As you can see here, chilling on the ground, enjoying the sun, but also walking into the sun if it is not lying in there. That's that. Let's start with the actual video. Alright, we are in game with the overview of the Tropical Pack, and oh boy, this is a brilliant pack. It brings super cool new animals with that. Have you seen that? What was that? Oh. So, we do have already seen in the intro a couple of the animal animations. We're going to have a look at the animals in depth in a second. But the first thing I want to do is look at some of the pieces, and we're going to actually start also off with the sloth in a second. But look at all those pieces over here. Look at them. Also, if you haven't seen anything about the free update, I talked about that too. This is all in here, so if you want to check that video out now or later, you can do so. It's also on the channel. But this is a good summary of all the new pieces we get. Also, we go into construction and we do reset all the filters real quick, and we go into the content pack and we say tropical. Now, I want to say that the blueprints, I'm going to do any here because Frontier really now shines at building with these new packs. They really have a, I don't know why all of a sudden they do, but they really up their game, especially when we go in here. Let me just quickly show that to you before we do anything else. I want to really highlight that. Whoops, go to content pack and tropical. My god, we have so many packs already. Now, I mean, just the sheer amount of quality that Frontier puts into their builds now is really insane. But this is a good showcase of all the new pieces. While we are looking at these buildings in the background, let me go to construction and turn off the blueprints again so you can see the range of the pieces we have. Look at that. We've quite a lot of pieces. And finally, and this is something I want to mention, there is not a single piece in here that is a duplicate. And this is phenomenal because Frontier did that in the past in nearly every single pack. So it might not be the overall highest number of pieces we ever had, but is definitely the highest number of usable pieces we ever had, because literally every single piece in here is super usable, because I think most, if not all of them, are flexicolor, except the golden pieces, I believe. I think the golden ones, obviously because it's gold, yeah, exactly, those are non-flexicolor, but other than that, nearly everything else is flexicolor, and there's so much cool stuff in here. It would, you know, require an own video to go through. Obviously, we always get the same, like some statues, we get some cool stuff. We get the Indonesian umbrella, which is kind of funny because we don't get that in the facilities, which is a bit weird, not gonna lie. It's really a bit weird. The umbrella isn't in here as the other ones, but it's in here. I think it's a little mistake, but you can still do an umbrella if you want to. I never understood why the umbrellas were in the facilities anywhere, but yeah, there you go. But one thing we were basically talking about a lot is the way how mossy it gets. And let me just quickly use that piece and show you. So you do have three options in here, and you've got the stone color, which they could have labeled a little better, but this is the primary stone color, and this is basically the first level of shading. Now, given you want to make this like this green, and the second thing as well, it becomes almost like a normal kind of stone. But then you can also go in and get some details. This is like a lighter detail over here, as you can tell. You can make that yellow if we want to. And this one is also a bit of a bigger detail. This is in the middle. So the middle part is the actual stone if you want to. So that's that. Looks kind of fancy, like almost sci-fi. That gives me ideas. Oh my god, this looks super sci-fi. Is that a sci-fi pack? Oh my god, looks like almost Halo-ish. Anyways, so you can see there is a good way of making sure it's not dynamic though, but it's definitely very, very flexible. usable. And then we do have a whole bunch of very usable pottery in here. I like them a lot. With a bit of re-theming, we can use them in Sicily, which potentially I did already, so be excited for that one. And then also we've got some Indonesian stuff that is even animated. Let me just show it to you. This is like kind of the new mist we saw somewhere in the background. This kind of these little smelly sticks. Really cool. I love that. Like little details like that. We get some cool door handles, like a lot of really small pieces. But you can tell with all the plants and stuff, we also get a couple of new plants. So let me just show this to you in nature. Get rid of all filters and type in the content pack, tropical pack. There you can see all the new plants we get with the pack. They're not as many as you would think, but we also get some new free options, as you can tell in here. Not a new tree, which is a bit of a pity, but we got already quite a lot of tropical trees, so that's that. And potentially one of my most favorite pieces anyways, this is the basket fern. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna use this thing all over the place because it's just too good. You can see it already used quite a lot in here. We got some cool new little clutter to the ground. This pack just comes in with a whole variety of cool stuff. Anyways, that should be enough about the architecture. You can find out yourself, but I want to say, I think next to the Euro pack, it's definitely the best pack when it comes to building pieces. The Twilight pack was good too, but I think this is even better than the Twilight pack in terms of building pieces. My god, they have really, really improved their game. But now, let's get into the animals, and we are going to start with our exhibit animal, and that is the sloth. As you can see over here, this is our building. Oops, let me just quickly click on the right one. Can I just click on that building, please? There you go. The walkthrough exhibit of our wonderful brown-throated sloth. Now, I've been very excited about this one. I've even done a video about this, that I find this a very good idea to have them in the actual exhibit. Now, I gotta change my opinion a little bit because I wanted to start with the my least favorite animal of the pack, and we then look at the other animal. You might be wondering, why is this my least favorite animal of the pack? Now I'm gonna show you. Let me just quickly jump into the explore mode to give you the tour. Now we do have an animal up here climbing from this side to this side, so there's like a little animation going on. We've got one hanging over here, which will eventually drop down and make like a little hanging animation. Then we've got this one, which is kind of trying to grab something, which is kind of cool. And then we have one chilling here, relaxing in the chair, which is also really nicely done. So you can see that one really in there. Now, given that sloth don't really move that much anyways, I'm not really having any issue with that. And given how quick, or not quick, let me just quickly update. Look at that. This is the fastest option of the game. And you can tell it almost looks like real time. I mean, you can see from the people that it's not, but it almost looks like real time. It is all super slow. So in terms of positioning and movement, I'm still standing by my opinion. It's very good to have them in exhibit because it makes no sense. The whole system would be broken in-game. They wouldn't be able to get to the water quickly enough. They wouldn't be able to get to food quickly enough, so that's fine. The biggest point here is that we unfortunately won't see babies of them. I really hope that Frontier might bring this in as like a little treat, but they didn't. I hope that maybe there was like a little secret somewhere in here, but unfortunately there is. You can see this one like making this cool little hanging animation. On the bright side, though, we get a lot of new animation and behaviors that we don't see, obviously, if that was a habitat animal. I mean, just look at how it chills on this log. Look at how perfectly fine it chills in the chair. So a couple of things I like. One thing, you know, they just sometimes they go the extra meter with the butterflies, for example, having the people interact with them. This time around, I feel like they're missing something because also the customization of the climbing frame is nearly non-existent. I'm gonna show you real quick, and this potentially is the biggest downside. It's not the animal or the animation per se. It is, I guess, what I feel like is the biggest issue for me is the customization of the layout. So as you can tell, I'm just going to disable everything first and show you the base variant. This is the base variant of the climbing frame and is already pretty humongous. So I was hoping for a lot less to be able to customize a lot more. Honestly, I even would go for like a, I don't know, null variant of this. I'm not sure what exactly you could do to improve that, because obviously if you click everything on, not really that much changes because the addition is only happening to the existing frame. So that's good, So you can basically always click on everything, but you will find yourself struggle a lot for the customization in general, like where to put the animals and, because the other thing is, and this is like a typical Frontier thing, the logs used in here seem to be not in-game, so none of the existing logs, I can tell you because I tried, has the same thickness or the same pattern or whatever that these logs have. I tried to just kind of replace these ones with like putting in others, but I figured none of the existing logs in the game unfortunately have the same thickness. The same goes for these like kind of climbing frames in here, so it was really hard to do something else than having this climbing frame. You can obviously kind of, try to hide things from the side. You can make sure that you check where the animals like hang and try to avoid clipping in, or you're just like, I don't care about these ones, let's build a tower around here. You can obviously do all these things, but yeah, you can tell I'm just like really having a lot of points I want to talk about this one, and I might actually drop another message to Frontier to see what we can do. At least like have flexi color option for the climbing frame, that would at least help to be able to at least make it fit into our areas a bit nicer. So yeah, apparently my initial hype was a little bit lowered by the fact that the climbing frame is really not that flexible. But other than that, the animations we get and the model really is nice. And I can see myself strolling around and looking for all these animations because there are quite a lot. So I haven't seen all of them. I think I even caught some new ones while recording for the first time. I was hoping that this animation leads to getting into the chair. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I was really hoping that they will, like, just go in there. But okay, so let's move on. You had enough of the sloth, I guess. Let's have a look at the animals. Now, we have the red river hawk, and I gotta say, as I said, my initial thought was, I don't need this, but hey, no, it's cool, it's amazing, I love it. It's really, the model is really great, and I just want to say that this is potentially one of the best models in Planet Zoo overall. Like, everything is phenomenal. The animations are cool, like how the ears twiggle, like even if they're running, you can see the ears being pulled to the back accordingly, which is kind of cool. They can float. They are really good floaters, it seems. But also, like, every little animation and everything with the fur, and it's just beautiful. I can't get enough of this one. Yeah, so honestly, I'm surprised, and this needs to be, because sometimes you don't want to be, you don't want to be having all your opinion just kind of corrected or like confirmed. You want to be surprised, and I am. The same goes about these little fellows over here. The Lagibbon is one of my new favorite animals of the game overall, simply because, not because of the model or so, but just because of everything that they bring to the game. They bring a huge variety of colors, so that's cool. They have a really cool, unique way of climbing, even though the brachiation isn't new, but how they run, how they behave, how they do is really unique. The size of them is really usable because they're not as tiny to not be able to be spotted, like the capuchin, for example. But then again, they are also not too big to always have to build like gigantic habitats for them, so that is really cool. They already also bring in the brachiation on different pieces, which is kind of cool. And overall, I found the climbing that they do, by the way, this is the running animation over the pieces. It's kind of funny though, it's really nice. And overall, I have the feeling, and this is just a gut feeling, but Frontier seemed to have really improved the, I wanted to say they improved the climbing, and then the game just proves me wrong. But no, I mean, overall, I haven't seen the glitching way too much. It's really, really a lot better. And as you can see, the brachiation works absolutely fantastic. Also on the other pieces, I was really surprised by how good that is. Oh, look at that. They want to just jump us over to the Asian water monitor. So why not do this? So here is the Asian water monitor. And I don't really have too much to say about this. It's a monitor. It's a lizard. It's cool to have another lizard in here. It has a very big similarity to the Nile monitor. It has the same issues with traversable area as all the other lizards in the game. It is nearly impossible to build a habitat for them, simply because as soon as you add a stone, it's just kind of destroying everything. But as you know, as long as you keep trying, and you will be rewarded by a very neat behavior. And yes, they do deep dive, which is also pretty cool. They require 2 meters of depth, which is really good. I thought it was more, but it's really good. You can tell if you go in here, it's needing a deep water of 2 meters, which is interesting because they're not as tiny. So I was thinking maybe 3 meters, but 2 meters. That's good. So you can see another one swimming down here. Really good. And the last one we have to look at is the fossa. Let me just... Oh, there you go. There's one lying. Oh, boy. This... It's not the most beautiful animal on the planet. I'm gonna say that. It's definitely not one of my favorite in terms of looks, but not because of the model. It's because the animal looks like that in real life too. But the model is really, really good. I just, you know, I'm not the expert when it comes to accuracy. I check the real life images. I can tell it's a fossa. It's fine. But like, I like the skin, as I said. I like the fur. I like the way it's done. I like the movement. Let me see if we can find the other one. I want to show you the movement because that is really done nicely as well. Look at this. There's the other one. Please don't go. Oh, yeah, standing up. That's a good idea. Look at this. Ah. It's, you know, from the face, it might look a little bit too cute. I can understand why they did this. I still would favor it if Frontier would stop doing that and just finally go in like, hey, you know what? We just made some accurate animals, so let's stop doing the cuteness overload. Because if you look at the Red River Hog, for example, they didn't cutify that one either, and it still looks pretty amazing and fits in very well. But still, even without that, it looks really cool. The jumping is a little bit OP, I gotta say. Like, these animals seem to jump like insanely high and far. Not sure if they can do this in real life too, but it's insane. But other than that, I am very happy about the addition. I will speak about each individual animal in my new series. It's a mini-series. It's already done the moment we speak, so you can actually expect all the episodes dropping during the week. So it's a good point to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because over 50% of the people watching my videos on a regular basis are not subscribed. How the hell is that even possible? So if you guys want to help me out for free, just subscribe to the channel. That helps me out the most because you're telling the algorithm you like the stuff, and nothing changes for you. The only thing that changes is for me, because YouTube understands, and you will still have me on your front page if you watch me on a regular basis. If you stop watching me on a regular basis because you don't like it, that's fine too. You won't find me on the front page that much anymore, but the algorithm still gives the videos to other people out there. That would be very helpful because I can't do anything about this other than just trying to make good content for you, and I need your help to help me. That's, I guess, fair, right? Anyways, little final thoughts on the pack. Now, I think this pack, I'm not sure where I would rank it. It's not enough to be my favorite, but it's definitely upon the top 3. I'm not sure, maybe there's one animal missing that is like really on my, or has been really high on my wish list. But to be fair, we are so far into the development that obviously this becomes harder and harder every single pack. And I still have to address the elephant in the room. As nice and as great as the pack is, I'm at a point where I need something more, like birds or deep diving, like fully aquatic, or anything that is at least feels like super new. Don't get me wrong, if that would be the first DLC we ever got, I would be over the roof. I'm still over the roof, and I have to judge it, obviously, without anything next to it, so as a pack on its own, and it's brilliant. It's a 100% recommendation to get this pack. If you can afford this at this moment, do it, because it is absolutely fantastic. It brings wonderful new pieces, it brings super cool new animals with that. Have you seen that? What was that? Oh my goodness me, can we have a replay of that? Let's do a little replay before we end the episode. Oh my god, that was so cool. Okay, I hope I have put the replay in now, but gosh, that was so cool. What did they do? Anyways, as I said, Frontier is delivering. Hopefully, maybe in summer we'll see something bigger, but for a game that is over 3 years in its existence, it is a ridiculously great pack. So thank you so much for watching. Everything I have said about the subscription still holds true. So thank you so much if you do so. If you're not, well, that's fine too. But have a good day. Stay safe, everyone. And until the next one. Also, keep your eyes on the channel. There will be more today. Yeehaw! Goodbye.